Here are three early bets for college football week 5. First up, I like Iowa State minus 12 on the road at Houston. Houston looks completely broken. They have one win on the season and came against Rice, who hasn't even beaten an FBS team yet. And the core problem is because Houston can't do anything offensively. Their offensive line isn't able to open up running holes, so they haven't been able to run the ball. And that means all the pressure has been on Donovan Smith. And at this stage of his career, I think it's a fair statement to say that he's a below average passer. This season, he has a PFF passing grade of 53 and is only averaging 6.3 yards per attempt. He's only eclipsed 200 yards passing in one game this season. And that has led Houston to being 123rd in the country in EPA per play. Iowa State, on the other hand, is top 40 against both the pass and the run from an EPA standpoint. So I'm not sure how Houston's even going to get to 20 points in this game. On the flip side, Iowa State's offense last season was the most explosive offense in the country, but they weren't that consistent. Their success rate was outside the top 100. This season, they don't have as many explosive plays, but their success rate is inside the top 40. They're much more methodical and much more consistent offensively, which is a good thing. Rocco Becht has been pretty decent this season. He had one bad game against Iowa State last week against Arkansas State. He was very, very good. 3 touchdown passes, 11.3 yards per attempt. Houston's defense has kept them in games, but with the fact that their offense can't really do anything against a really good defense, I'm not so sure how they're going to cover 12 points here. So I like the value on Iowa State minus 12 on the road against Houston. Next up, I like Liberty minus 3 at Appalachian State. The Mountaineers have had two of the worst losses that you can ever imagine. They were blown out last Thursday at home by South Alabama 48-14. And earlier this season, they got blown up by Clemson 66-20. The problem for them right now is they can't stop anybody. They are allowing 7.4 yards per play. That's the 6th highest rate in the country. And they can't stop the pass or the run. They're outside the top 100 in terms of EPA against both of them. And they're really going to have to stop the run in this game because Liberty runs the ball at a very high rate. And they've been running the ball a lot better the last few games. Both their starting running backs have averaged over 5 yards per carry in their last 2 games, and now Liberty is up to top 40 in rushing success rate. And Caden Salter is an elite quarterback at throwing deep balls over the top when the defense gets sucked in trying to stop the run. He has over a 90 PFF passing grade on balls thrown over 10 yards in the air. Appalachian State's offense is also pretty broken. They're 98th in EPA per play. Joey Aguilar is turning the ball over at an incredibly high rate. So even though this is technically a buy low spot on Appalachian State, I think it's a discount on Liberty, who's already gotten one scare this season against New Mexico State earlier this season. So I don't think they're going to overlook this Appalachian State team. So I like the value on Liberty at minus 3. Next up, I like North Texas minus 7 against Tulsa. North Texas obliterated Wyoming on Saturday, beating them 44-17, and ran the ball all over them for almost 7 yards per carry as a team. The crazy thing is their main running back was injured, so Shane Porter came in and he averaged 9.5 yards per carry and went over for over 100 yards. And that is the thing about this North Texas offense. They're 11th in the country in rushing explosiveness, while Tulsa, on the other hand, defensively, is 104th in that same category. So this is a great matchup here for the North Texas rushing attack. But the crazy part about the Mean Green is they actually throw the ball at an incredibly high rate. Chandler Morris is averaging almost 40 attempts per game and has a 90.2 PFF passer grade. That's one of the highest grades in the entire country. And it's because he's so good with a clean pocket, averaging 8.5 yards per attempt and has 7 big-time throws. And the offensive line is giving him a clean pocket because they're only allowing a 22% pressure rate. Tulsa also is 126th in the country in EPA per pass allowed. So North Texas should be able to do whatever they want offensively against the Golden Hurricanes. On the flip side, Tulsa's offense really isn't that good, outside the top 90 in both rushing and passing success rate. So I think this is a fantastic matchup for North Texas, and I think they're going to blow out the Golden Hurricanes. So I like them at minus 7.